In recovery, resentments don't stay emotional; they turn behavioral. That's a fact.
Resentment for me is like when I'm allowed, like I do something for somebody or whoever, and then like I know that's gonna. I mean, like when I'm doing it, I mean I already know like down the road it's gonna piss me off. Like I mean, I'm just gonna resent like why the hell did I do that and all that. But yeah, I mean, but now I mean since I've got a new mind, new head on my shoulders and everything, my thing is if I have a resentment, then it's my fault because I allowed it to happen.
Resentments are for me sometimes they're expectations that aren't
Yes.
met. Have you ever beat the shit out of somebody, Will? I think resentments are dangerous in general, but in recovery they fuel emotional relapse before physical relapse. We talk about this all the time. The slip before the fall. You know, we relapse far before we relapse, and you only learn that really through going through that and living that a few times, and then you realize this is why I relapse, and these are the safety mechanisms I have to put up to make sure that I don't relapse. And you know, we keep that victim thinking, and it keeps us down. It keeps us sick. It's a shitty way to live.
Even if you were someone were to portray me as being the victim, whatever, I'm like, I don't even look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because then I mean,
Right.
when you start labeling it and putting yourself in a category, then it's on to the races. You know.
Authority figures, courts, employers, treatment centers.
They take advantage of it, and you really could be the. I mean, like they will take advantage of you, and then like when you try to speak out about it, then you get in more trouble. I mean, like so you really are. I mean, that's why I said, yeah, I was a victim. That's the only time.
I get it. You find yourself hating the establishment, hating the rehab. I remember people come back to rehab and they hate us. And I'm like, well, you just saved your life again, dude. But like, all right. And authority figures. I mean, man, I have such an authority problem. I ever tell you the time I got arrested for vaping on the boardwalk, and they take me to jail, and then I get busted out of jail, and the cops drive me back home because they've all made a mistake, big clerical error. So it's a lot of fun getting caught up in the court systems.
The things I've done, I mean, the way I look at it, I mean, I've never hated myself, and I don't resent anything I've ever done. I mean, those are all from a lesson, a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? As long as you learn something from it, then you gotta realize, think of the positive. You gain something, even though you lost something. But you gain something more powerful than what you lost. And then, there's no point in being like miserable. You know, like.
Yeah. Calling Brad Mansfield. I hope he's okay. Just talking to him.
He said he has a large fast. I don't know how big it is.
Oh. Does Brad think we got the times mixed up?
Where is he? Oh, wait. What's the time zone? Because Jim's always telling me like an hour.
He's an hour behind. And Jimmy, so like their time never changes. So like for half of the year, Saskatchewan is 2 hours behind, and then for this half of the year, Saskatchewan is 1 hour behind.
All that stuff you just said is just a reservation to go. I mean, all you're doing is
oh my god, I know.
So anyhow, go ahead, sorry.
I know. You know what you gotta do though, Will, is you gotta let it go.
Let it.
You are gonna get sued. We're obviously getting bigger because I have bigger problems happening with this show that I don't need. So like stuff's happening. I just don't want it to get big yet.
I feel you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Brad Mansfield. We got 1,085 days sober. Welcome to the program, Bradley Mansfield. He's our boy.
It's actually funny because I was thinking about it on the way home. Honestly, like resentment's like blood pressure for addicts. It's a silent killer, right?
Yep.
But I can muster up something in my head. Mm-hmm. Like I'll make a story up in my head. Like if that person says something to me, this is what I'm gonna do. Like so funny how your brain works. And then I'll sit to myself. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like why am I saying that shit?
I think you're insane, but like clinically stable. So like you kind of fit in with the rest of us.
It was something that I was high. You know what I'm saying? Like like it takes two. Like I said, it takes two. You know, and like when you're high, if you want to believe what they're saying, you got to believe what they're saying, even though you know it. I mean, like.
Yep.
For me, my big one for me, because we're talking about it, because this is all about recovery.
Let's go.
And here, she's go time. And not today, Karen. Right? So.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know what I mean? It wasn't my fault.
Right. It's so easier to point the finger than own our own shit. But the healing doesn't start until we own our shit and address it like we're doing now on this show. we say all the time there's a difference between sobriety and recovery. You can just put the drink down, but if you're not living in recovery, you're probably going to repeat those mistakes you made in the past. You don't have to be an addict to have these problems. I mean, we just so happen to have them spotlighted because we're assholes. But like, everybody has these problems. Everybody has these issues. This is one of those scenarios where I feel grateful to be an addict because it takes you out of that mainstream. It gives you a different perspective on life.
Like, hey man, like that kind of come across like a douchebag 3 years ago. Guess what? That's how many f***s I would have given. 0.
Yeah.
So there's growth there, right? So that's what comes with dealing with your resentments, dealing with your shortcomings, dealing with your fucking character defects, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be kicked in the nuts and brought down a little bit to figure it out.
Yep, my nuts are still lodged in my stomach. They can't fall. But like, all right, so here's this. Letting go versus being right. Oh my God. I struggle with this. Like, I don't so much anymore that like I've been wrong so many times, but like it's easy to hold on to this shit, and it's easy to say let it go. Did your kids were they in the whole animated area? Oh, unbelievable. It's crazy. I was pirating movies that were in the theater on my computer in 2012. And letting it go is really freeing yourself. I always say, don't let people live in your head without paying rent. And like,
Yep.
that's a tough thing for people in addiction who are lamenting every thing they've done to get to this point. Recovery isn't about winning arguments or Disney princesses. Letting go doesn't mean
Again, in recovery, so you recognize it now. Do you know what I mean? Where before we probably wouldn't recognize it as much. That like it might take me a day or two sometimes to realize what I've done or said or whatever.
mhm.
But I'm starting to recognize it. So to me, that's a win because you know there's days you feel like you're 8 feet ahead, and then the next day you might have a shitty day and you're 6 feet back.
Will, what do you think about unrealistic expectations of ourselves?
That's one of the fastest ways to set yourself up for resenting your own self to relapse. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you start having unrealistic expectations, you know damn well. I mean, like, and you already know they're unrealistic. So therefore, all you're doing is just setting yourself up for a nice old relapse. You know, that's called a reservation.
Reservation. That's the word I was looking for.